The dense fog causing travel chaos in Delhi is concerned. As of this morning, 150 flights were delayed, over 100 flights were diverted. I think the big question that everybody's asking, and we've seen visuals of people who are stranded in Aerobridge at their hotels, at airports. The question that everybody
and getting diverted to Bangladesh and sitting in an aircraft on the runway in Bangladesh
for
without a
hours
visa.
And hours.
Yes.
And so the question I think everybody's asking today is that, is this a natural phenomena? Is it a problem with the weather, or is it a problem with the airlines? Can there be better management, and who's paying the ultimate price of it?
So I think at the end of the day, to answer your first two questions, is it a problem, is it a natural phenomena, or is it a technical staffing stroke management problem? I think it's at the cusp of both. Fog obviously is a natural phenomena,
you
right?
Can't control it.
But then fog, anticipation of fog is what the Met departments are in for, and airlines, pilots, everybody across the entire aviation space is aware of these conditions. And to fly in these conditions, you need certain specialized equipment on board aircraft, which most Indian aircraft, large carriers definitely have, which are the Cat 2 or the Cat 3, flying equipment on board these aircraft. And then you need pilots who understand those instruments and are able to fly and land safely by looking at those instruments and of course with their overall experience. Now, my sources in certain airlines have told me that as many as 50 to 60% of pilots flying any commercial airline aircrafts are trained with Cat 2 and Cat 3 expertise. So if they have these expertise resident with them, and the fact that every aircraft has two pilots, even if one of them is Cat 2 or Cat 3 compliant and the other pilot is not, it pretty much means that every aircraft out there can be flown technically with one Cat trained pilot who can safely land the aircraft. Now, DGCA in the month of December, in fact between 25th and 28th December, observed that a lot of these flight diversions happened because of foggy conditions and the fact that there was a rostering problem with Air India and with SpiceJet, and asked them, gave them a show cause notice to tell them why their licenses should not be suspended if they are not able to fly into foggy terrains by way of lack of trained pilots sitting in the cockpit in a sector where there is fog. And I don't know what really came out of that reply, but this obviously is at the cusp of both a natural phenomena of fog and a technical phenomena, which is by way of instruments which are on board most aircraft to help pilots land. Now, to your third question, who pays the price? I think customers definitely pay the price when it comes to disruption of their schedules. The larger economy pays a price because most business travelers are unable to reach for their meetings, reach for their assignments in time, and hence obviously the work in the economy gets depleted multifold by these diversions and cancellations of flight. But more interestingly, even airlines pay a price for this because they are using the services of another runway, they are landing there, they are maybe paying some parking charges. There is extra fuel being burnt for every scenario that they are unable to fly. The next flight gets delayed. So overall, everybody pays a price for it. Now, the point is, fog is something that you may not be able to eliminate, but trained pilots and trained manpower ensuring that flights are able to land is something that airlines should be in a position to control. And if they are not, and if they don't have those 50 to 60% trained Cat 2, Cat 3 pilots, about time that they invest in that training for their pilots who are not Cat trained.
All right. So I think the question then one need to ask is, do airlines not have enough trained pilots for each of these flights just flying in and out of Delhi? Is there a problem with enough manpower? Or is it a problem with rostering? Because if it's a problem with rostering, that can be done away with.
I think the only people out there who can answer that question are the CEOs of the airlines that fly in India. And unfortunately, if they have trained pilots who are not being rostered, it is an easy to fix and a stupid thing to have not fixed thus far. But if they don't have trained pilots, it's about time that you hire trained pilots or invest in training of existing pilots to understand these new instruments.
Absolutely. And as a result of which, the people who paid the price are out there currently. Some of them, I'm given to understand, are currently in Delhi airport, who are either looking to fly in or fly out. They are stranded one way or the other. Airlines continue to pay the price of it. I think a natural phenomena, foggy conditions that continue to disrupt flights in and out of Delhi can be done away with. The problem, of course, needs to be catered to by the airlines.